Uh-oh. He hears us. I think that might be a fast breach as well, so I may not actually get away here. No, my container! Welcome to the video, sleepers. Thanks for joining. Today we'll be taking a look at the carrier storage container so we can fly goods around in our carrier. We're going to take a quick look at the base backup tool and show how that works. And then we'll finish off with some recap of the server transfers function that I shared with you last week. But I thought I'd include that in this because they are the three major changes during this PTC update. So, here you can see we're in our deep desert base. We'll have to actually ship all this out before the end. But here we have some things to test. The first thing that we want to talk about is something very special. It's the big container box. Oh, my wings clipped through it, ruining the effect. But yeah, the big carrier container is now available. As you can see, it's stuffed full of sandcrawler at the moment. Not sandcrawler, that's an assault ornithopter. As well as another ornithopter and another carrier. Yeah, I've just been sticking stuff in there. I wanted to see whether it made it through the window. It did. We have transferred from cargo basin to here, and we still have everything. Now the biggest bugbear of this is you cannot transfer between vehicles and the carrier ornithopter. So that's what we've got these boxes for. One of these should be empty enough for me to put some stuff in. So yeah, you're gonna still need storage, even if it's just to use as a kind of drop case to move things from A to B. I just pick up the crawler chassis and that bit. Go to our assault. Put it in there. So that's our sand crawler ready to go. Yeah, it's big, it's beautiful. Just to give you some perspective. I'm just going to lay out all the different box blueprints next to it. Small storage container, chest, storage container, medium storage container, and this isn't in here. And the reason it's not in there is because it's actually a vehicle item. If I just go to crafting, we scroll down here, you can see here it is. The schematic for the carryall. A cargo container with anchor points that can be lifted by the carrier ornithopter placed with the welding tool. The logistics of transport on Arrakis have always been difficult, and while this container makes moving large amounts of resources around the planet efficient, hazards such as sandworms and sandstorms are still a constant threat. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. That's that. Now you can open the inventory, you can store things in there, you can move it. Yeah, I was going to show you the base backup tool, which you can build for as little as... So you can build the base construction tool for as little as 10 iron ingots. This tool can be used to save and restore structures, allowing for a long-term storage based on the miniaturization technologies of House Rachesi. This tool allows the owner of a sub-thief to remove and restore structures. The technology it uses is closely guarded secret, but detractors claim it used forbidden pre-Butlerian. Forbidden nanotech. Two forbiddens in there. Somebody didn't proofread that. That's how you build it. Now the only problem you have, if we go into our inventory, we'll just equip it. Don't get too excited because when you actually try and use it, you can't use it in the deep desert. You can't back up your deep desert base. So yeah, important to know, I feel. What else were we going to show? We've crossed the border with it. We've brought all this stuff across in it, as well as the materials we used to build this base. Bit of a faff. To be honest, it sits nice and tight under your ornithopter. Got 4 mounting points. There we go. Now we can carry that out to wherever we want, and it will sit nice and tight to the bottom of us. Anyway, we'll pop it back down over here. Yeah, so that's how you move that around. You can see I've placed this absolutely perfectly. Not a danger to anyone. I suppose we should fly back to Haga. I'm not sure yet whether that can be recovered if it's destroyed by the sandworm. Oh yeah. While I'm here, I may as well show you. Put the welding torch on. As you can see, I've already customised it, but we can actually customise it again. Go Chome. Lovely glorious gold look. Plain, bronzy look. One we had on there already. And of course, we also have the blue option. So, really annoyingly, I'm going to actually have to pack up this whole base. And I've got to do it the old-fashioned way, in our pocket. So everything that was here is now in this box. Ignore people that say you can't store this, you can store it. See, I've just dropped it in storage. Some people said it had to remain in your inventory. Just not true anymore, they fixed that. Right. Grabbed onto there. Off we go. Yeah, just to confirm, I have been flying this whole time. Still not back at the world map yet. It's been probably about 5 minutes just flying. We weren't even that far out. I wonder if we can refuel from the carrier. No, you can't. So if you want to refuel, keep that fuel on your inventory. So the next thing you'll see is us landing at Arakeen. We're just going to test if we can access the inventory from there. So just one thing to be aware of. Loading times seem a little bit inconsistent with the carrier container. It took me around 3 minutes for that screen to load just now. I think it might be related to the carrier container, but we'll see. Anyway, so we are here in Arakeen. We are lagging like mad. I get this every time I come here now. It's not the most enjoyable. Anyway, we're going to come in here. I'm going to speak to the man.
Well,
I want to store some items. Oh no, look, I've got no items on me to store. Except, boom, vehicle storage. We've got everything to store. Now, for some reason, it doesn't show you everything in here. But I will just spam the button and you'll see that all the stuff is actually there. So we should be able to store as many items as we've got in here. I have just filled this up with crap at the moment and vehicle parts because I have those in the most plentiful amounts. So yeah, just to be clear, that's nearly 2,000 volume. Yeah, it only seems to show the top 7 rows, so there's a bit of a bug there. It works, you can use it. Okay, so now we're just going to make a little journey back to Haga Basin. I won't bore you with that either. So when you load into a map, you actually get a slightly different view of the container. Just like when you're carrying vehicles across borders now. I know that's been in the game a little bit, but the container just lands next to you and you have to jump back in your carrier, scoop that up, and on you fly to your next location. Okay, you can see here we're just approaching our base. It's that little pyramid. Somebody's built a base right next to us. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use their roof. The other thing we're going to do is we're now going to test one of the main features of the update. The base backup tool. So yeah, we're just going to move our vehicles out. So as you can see, we have got stuff in these boxes. Yeah, so everything contains stuff. Just check this, we can see we've got these stats. So 75 kilowatts, power usage of 65, 20 days power, no water. Just deposit that because we'll make sure we're testing everything. 736 mil. Okay, so you can see we're pretty stacked in terms of stuff in there. We're going to risk all that stuff that's in there. We're going to come in and we're just going to hit backup base. Yeah, warning, you're about to back up your base. If you do this, your base will be fully removed from the world. This includes the subheap console, all placeables, and the building pieces inside the structure. Want to continue? Yes. Oh no, our base is gone. So if we want to make it taller, we can do that, and it does the same as the Solido. Places extra foundations for us. We can bring it down, or we can actually snap it to the original place. So I'm not sure if this will work after a server transfer. So if I just take a walk inside this blueprint, you can see walls are still here, our storage boxes are still here. Now this base is completely open because it's the PTC. Doesn't matter, it's in a... There's literally no point in putting locks on the doors unless you purposefully set your boxes to public. As you can see, we've got options there like change width, which just slides it left and right. But we're going to set that back to where it was, and just to confirm, that is done. Takes a second. That gives you a view of what it's going to look like. and then you get the option to place it. So I haven't actually placed it at this point. I haven't seen this before when I was testing it. I quite like that. We cancel the blue. Yeah, so if we just tap that once, that's kind of like a half placement. Tap it again. Okay, I think that was a bug where it showed it being placed when it wasn't really there yet. Sub these back. Double check, we should have 736. Yeah, we do. Should still have materials in here. Basically, everything's exactly where you left it if you use that feature. I'll be honest, I'm not sure I really get why you would use that feature to place in the exact same spot with the exact same base, but it's there. So that's the base backup tool in its most basic sense. Okay, here we are back at the other base. There it is. Okay, so this one's empty. Grab hold of that, you see that weighs us down heavily now. So one thing I wanted to test is what happens when it gets destroyed. Is it available for rebuild? So yeah, we're going to go over to an area where we can play with the worm. So yeah, to build this, you do need to use the welding tool. So assemble. Place it there like that. Put it just on top of this sand. Perfect landing, I think you'll say. Yeah, look at that. No problems. Oh, there is Halud. Uh-oh. He hears us. I think that might be a fast breach as well, so I may not actually get away here. No, my container! Now I need to get my vehicle backup tool. Now we go to recovery mode, and there we go. And his lag never went anywhere. But it does back up, which is good. You don't get any sandstorms in the PTC, so this can be quite fun. Oh, beautiful, beautiful storage. And the final part was the server transfers, which I showed you in my last video, so I'm just going to upload a video of that to show you how that works. So basically we go transfer world, server browser, character will remain in the world, yeah, whatever. Then you'd go to this world. Can I go to North America? Let's see if we can transfer to America. Feature BSC Arab to Parkrun. Okay, so we're going to transfer. Then we have to type transfer in the box. I don't like that it's not a capital T, but hey. We're going to keep our name as PTC Dazzler. We go through the loading screen and we should be placed in our new server in a moment. Character transfers successfully completed. You can now join the siege from the server browser. So as you can see, we're now in NA level 4. Now, if we didn't want to do that, we can always transfer back just by going boom, 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 back into the world we left. But they do give you plenty of warnings around server transfers. So we're going to switch back to Europe. And we're going to transfer into World 1, that one. Transfer. Just showing you this again. Basically, it does what it does when you're visiting a server. So it will just spawn us at the trade station. What it's doing is it's looking at our inventory, it's looking at our character, looking at all our stats and everything, copying that and pasting it into this other world. That's all it's doing. So once we've got the base backup tool, we'll then be able to go, okay, we're going in here. We'll leave that to do its thing in the background. Yeah, see, we've transferred over here. And there's nothing really interesting to see over here. A couple of bases. The server transfer clearly works. Not really much else to it. We still have the stuff in our inventory. Yeah, still got stuff in our inventory, so that's a thing. They've done a thing. Thank you for watching, guys. That's all I've got to show you today. If you've enjoyed watching the video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to. If you want more Dune Awakening updates. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks again. Okay, bye!